Please all stand. Charlie, will you lead the prayer? Amen. Good morning, class. Good morning. So I can see that the surrounding is clean now, so you may now take your seat. Rona, who are absent today? It's great to hear that no one is absent today. So let us now start. So I have here a picture. So which of the following is a quadrilateral? Mara. Very good. So quadrilateral love. Now, Maricar. Why is it that love here is a quadrilateral? Very good. In geometry, a quadrilateral can be defined as a closed two-dimensional shape which has four straight sides. Very good. I'm going to group you into four. This group will be the first group, second, third, and the fourth group. So I'm going to give each group a picture. So all you have to do is tell something about the picture. Okay? So this one is for you, group 1, group 2, 3, and 4. Now choose a leader who will represent the group to describe what is in the picture. 1 minute to think. Okay. So let us now start. So group 1. Very good. So the picture that group 1 received is the picture of a parallelogram. It has two pairs of parallel opposite sides. Very good, group 1. How about group 2? Very good. It is a rectangle and it has two pairs of parallel sides and two pairs of congruent opposite sides. Very good. Next group, group 3. Very good, group 3. So, group 3 received a picture of a rhombus. So, when we say rhombus, it has four equal sides and two pairs of parallel opposite sides. Very good. Next group is the fourth group. The fourth group received a picture of a square. Very good. And a square has four equal sides and four right angles. And the sides are also parallel. Okay, so we have now the different kinds of parallelogram. We have the rectangle, the square, and the rhombus. So these three are parallelogram because they have two pairs of parallel and congruent opposite sides. Alright, so it seems that you remembered something about our lesson yesterday. Now let's go to the properties of parallelogram. We have 6 properties and let us start with property number 1. Property number 1. Property number 1. In a parallelogram, opposite sides are parallel and congruent. So we have here a parallelogram and this is named as parallelogram ABCD. So we have these symbols. So these symbols are used to indicate the parallel and the equal sides. Okay. Now, in parallelogram ABCD, segment AD is parallel to segment BC. So, segment AD is equal or congruent to segment BC. And segment DC is parallel to segment AB. So, segment DC is equal to segment AB. For example, if AD is equal to 127 units, then segment BC is what? It is also equal to 127 units. And if segment AB is equal to 101 units, then segment DC is also equal to 101 units. Property number 2. In a parallelogram, any opposite angles are congruent. So we have here, quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram. So it means that angle A and angle C are opposite angles. So now, if the measure of angle A is 83 degrees, it means that the measure of angle C is also 83 degrees. Now, angle B and angle D are opposite angles, meaning if the measure of angle B is 97 degrees, then the measure of angle D is also 97 degrees. Okay? Property number 3. In a parallelogram, any consecutive angles are supplementary. So when we say supplementary angles, their sum is 180 degrees. We have here parallelogram ABCD. So next to angle A is angle B. So meaning these two are consecutive angles. Then another pair of consecutive angle is B and C, C and D, and D and A. So meaning if we are going to add the measure of angle A and the measure of angle B, the sum is 180 degrees. And also if we are going to add the measure of angle B and angle C, the answer is 180. The same with the measure of angle C plus the measure of angle D equal to 180, and of course the measure of angle A and angle D is also equal to 180 degrees. So if for example the measure of angle B is 85 degrees, so to get the measure of angle A, just subtract the measure of angle B from angle A. We have now the measure of angle A is equal to 180 degrees minus 85 degrees. So just subtract 85 from 180 to get the measure of angle A. And the answer is 95. Okay. Now, angle D and angle A are also supplementary angles or consecutive angles. Meaning, if you are going to get the measure of angle D, just subtract 95 from 180. So the answer now is 85. And angle D is next to angle C. So if you are going to subtract 85 from 180, the answer is equal to 95 degrees. And as you can see, the opposite angles here are congruent. Angle A is 95 degrees and angle C is also 95 degrees. Then angle B and angle D are also opposite angles and their measures are congruent or the same. Next is property number 4. If at least one of the angles is right, then all the other angles will be right. we have here parallelogram BNHS. Okay. Now, angle B is a right angle. And according to property number 4, if at least one of the angles is right, then all the other angles will be right angles. So this means that if angle B is equal to 90 degrees, then angle NH and angle S are also equal to 90 degrees. Okay, so angle N, the measure of angle H, and the measure of angle S are all right angles. Next, property number 5. The two diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So we have here quadrilateral love. Quadrilateral love is a parallelogram with diagonals LV and EO that intersect at point S. So when we say bisect each other, they will divide each other equally. Meaning, LV will divide EO into two equal segments. And then, EO will divide LV into two equal segments. Now, LV divided or bisected EO into two equal segments. So meaning, ES is congruent to OS. And then, EO bisected LV into two equal segments also. So meaning, LS is congruent to VS. So if, for example, the measure of OE is 10 centimeters, then ES is equal to 5 centimeters. And if LS is 3 centimeters, then VS is what? Equal to 3 centimeters. And the last property is each diagonal of a parallelogram forms two congruent triangles. So we have here parallelogram BEST or BEST with diagonals BS and ET. So now, if we are going to separate the triangles formed by diagonal BS, we have now triangle BES and triangle STB. So of course, the sides of this parallelogram are congruent. So meaning BE is congruent to ST. And then ES is congruent to TB. And the last is BS is congruent to SB. Okay. Now, we have here illustrative example. We have parallelogram MATH or MAT. Complete the following statements. Number 1, MA is parallel to what? Very good. So, MA is parallel to TH. Then, segment MH is parallel to TA. Number 3, segment MY is congruent to what segment? It is segment TY. Then number 4, HY is congruent to AY. Number 5, MA is congruent to what segment? It is TH. Now number 6, if segment MA is equal to 8, then what is the measure of TH? It is equal to 8. Number 7, if MT is equal to 10, then what is the measure of MY? Of course, it is 5. And the last one, if HY is equal to 6, then what is the measure of segment HA? Syempre, it is 12. Okay. And for your assignment,
That's all for today. Thank
answer
you for listening.
the next